Ukraine.
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 Ukraine. You've probably heard about that country a lot. For the last few years, Ukraine has been one of the most important conflict points in the world.
Shouts out to the fucking Gravel Institute. They made a video on Ukraine. Let's watch.
It's the site of a proxy war between Russia and the United States.
Russia could launch an attack on Ukraine any day now.
We are ready, and all of NATO is ready.
But it's also a place most people don't really know a lot about. So the story we hear about Ukraine's history and its conflict today has very little relationship to reality. I'm going to tell you a story about modern Ukraine, but this is also a story about America and how American money and weapons ended up in the hands of these guys, the neo-Nazis and ultranationalists of Ukraine's far right. Let's start in 1991, when Ukraine became fully independent from the Soviet Union. And independence was tough. After the fall of communism, the economies of post-Soviet republics were falling apart. State institutions were being hollowed out. A so-called gangster capitalism was becoming dominant. So in the 1990s, Ukraine's economy and quality of life collapsed, and it's never really gotten better. Adjusted for inflation, Ukraine's GDP per capita was higher in 1990 than it was in 2020. Health outcomes are abysmal. In 2019, the life expectancy of Ukrainian men was lower than in Syria, Iraq.
It hasn't been legal for the U.S. to fund neo-Nazis in Ukraine's military for years. Do you really need to rehash this? It feels very biased. It says Juice Juicer. Dog, that's not even true. Like, it's not. It's not. The Azov Battalion still got training from the fucking CIA. And then also, the Azov Battalion was moved into the fucking Ukrainian National Guard. So no, they're still fucking doing training. As a matter of fact, look no further than last week's fucking coverage of the 97-year-old grandma with a fucking Kalashnikov, where she's getting fucking training by the Azov Battalion's new PR version. Okay, it's still the Azov Battalion. Some of them call themselves the Freikorps, by the way.
Metadata. 2 videos posted Friday by Russia.
It's so fucking weird to be like, oh, dude, like this is unimportant. Oh, dude, it's like only a couple Nazis. Oh, dude, they get so triggered when you talk about the Nazis in Ukraine. And oh, dude, there's only a couple Nazis. Like, who gives a fuck? Oh, dude, there's Nazis on the Russian side. Okay, we're not fucking training them. And we're not giving them guns. Oh, dude, it's actually illegal, dude. It's actually illegal. Get owned. Like, shut the fuck up. Okay?
In North Korea. And as quality of life collapsed, nationalism flourished. Some people turned to extremist politics. And that was partly because Ukrainian nationalism, formed in opposition to the Soviet Union, tended to have a strongly right-wing flavor. To understand that, we have to look at a crucial figure in Ukrainian nationalist history, a guy named Stepan Bandera. You see, in the 1930s and 40s, Bandera wanted Ukrainian independence from Poland and the Soviet Union. So when the Nazis invaded, Bandera allied with them. His followers massacred huge numbers of Poles and Jews. But in spite of this legacy, Bandera is still viewed as a hero in the west of Ukraine. There are Stepan Bandera streets, museums, and monuments. In 2010, Bandera was even named an official hero of Ukraine. But Bandera
I can't tell if this is like, I don't know. I can't tell if they're talking about this here in Ukraine or if they're talking about the Ukrainian diaspora in Canada, some of which who are, you know, big fans still. And like will routinely do like anti-communist victims of communism memorials to like straight up Ukrainian fucking Nazis. No, I know it's in Ukraine. I'm making a joke. Okay? I know it's in Ukraine, chat. I'm joking. There are, but like, you know, what is it? The deputy, like the second in command of the Canadian government under Justin Trudeau, straight up, her grandfather, you know, her grandfather had a fucking newspaper. Her grandfather owned a newspaper that would out Jewish positions and collaborated with the literal fucking Nazis. So when you say a literal Nazi, you mean literally the descendants of people who helped carry out the Holocaust? Damn. Yes. Ukrainian nationalism has always been a thing. Okay? Ukrainian nationalism has always been a thing. It's just as it the problem is that Western forces have been beefing up otherwise a fucking very, very loud minority. Like a very, very loud minority of people who would normally be inconsequential, ruining the opportunity for Ukrainian leftists to even push back against the Ukrainian Nazis, which they normally would, because now everyone's fucking hyper-focused on, what Russia is doing and how to deal with that.
Era is hated in the East, where Soviet identity was historically a lot stronger. And that East-West divide was a big fracture within Ukraine. In Western Ukraine, there was more
that some people in the country are Nazis, but if there are Nazis in your country, you don't deserve any aid, lethal or otherwise, since you will be smug and just say lethal exclusively. Yeah, dude, because it is lethal, okay? It's lethal aid, it's guns. And secondly, are you fucking stupid? Do you not understand that this is exactly how America operates? We fucking find the most reactionary, most violent fucking forces and use them and actually legitimize them, ultimately ruining the country. Okay? Ultimately ruining the country for future generations. People constantly say, oh, they have 2.5% of the vote. It's like, okay, 2.5% of the vote, and now they're gaining more and more prominence. They're literally fucking teaching people how to fight. They're teaching people how to fight. Okay? And they're getting promotional coverage from American media. Of course I'm going to be anti-arming, ultra-right, fascist, nationalist motherfuckers. Like, what are you, psychotic? Have you opened up one fucking history book? Like, what kind of take is this?
Stress on a specifically Ukrainian identity, closer to Europe. In Eastern Ukraine, meanwhile, people were more likely to stress their historic ties to Russia and the Russian language. Fast forward to 2010, when Ukraine elected a relatively pro-Russian politician named Viktor Yanukovych as its president, with strong support from voters in the East. Yanukovych pursued—
For the record, before we continue with this, I've talked about this before, but it bears repeating. I have to fucking explain this one more time for people who don't understand this. Nationalism in countries like this is a very nefarious force. They don't have to literally vote for the nationalist party. I know this from being Turkish, okay? It's in your blood. The nationalistic mythos, the mythology is in every facet of society. It makes American nationalists look like little bitch boys, okay? You will never understand this. You just grew up in a world where America always dominated, but it's a relatively new country, and it's always been a fucking mishmash of different kinds of cultures. So you will never, ever be able to comprehend this. If you didn't grow up on that side of the world, you would just not be able to understand it. The reason why a small amount of nationalist forces gaining prominence is additionally fucking terrifying, okay, is that it's like Tinder, okay? It can cause a fucking wildfire of nationalism because it's already baked in to the attitudes of the commoner, okay? Every fucking person already has like a predisposition towards nationalist tendencies. So the issue is when you start legitimizing the nationalist guys, boom, all of a sudden everyone can fucking, the country could turn fascist like that, okay? And it has happened before, okay? And you can't eliminate it. You literally need to squash it. Like, America does not comprehend this, okay? America will never be able to comprehend this. Nationalism under imperialist regime is good. Nationalism, what? Nationalism coverted imperialism bad? What?
Hell yeah.
People don't understand what this is like an outside country arming the Westboro Baptist Church. No. This is Atomwaffen. This is literally if Atomwaffen was made a legitimate branch of the American military and was getting like arms from, I don't know, Brazil. In a country where like everyone has, Atomwaffen type tendencies. Atomwaffen is a real Nazi like terror cell that operates within the ranks of the military. Conditions are ripe, dry bush everywhere, fuel for the fire. Conflagration after match lit. Accurate analogy to America is how conservative ideology spread like wildfire to white supremacists because it's an inherent psychology that activates that sect of people. Anyway, let's continue.
Pursued a regionalist and Russia-friendly agenda, which angered people in the West.
It sounds like teetering on that ledge means we should just let it happen and get out the bad blood. If it's that easy to radicalize people to hyper-nationalism, maybe it's time to just play it out. What? Yo, propping up these good Nazis is gonna be fine? Wait, do I have like a literal fucking Nazi in here?
Streamer on this platform less than 3. Thanks for always
What are you
making me laugh
saying?
and keeping me distracted when
Bobby
I'm sad.
baby, oh
I'll
fuck. This
spend
is like
my
a
Twitch
fucking
Prime sub
Cumtown
on you
fan
every
who's like
month.
also
I
what
hope
is
the rest
happening
of
here?
your day goes good.
What? Like
I feel like this is the most dangerous number of months to be a sub for.
I don't understand. I think he's being sarcastic. I don't know. We'll get back to him in a second.
And in 2013, Yanukovych announced that he was suspending discussions on Ukrainian integration with Europe. That decision sparked a protest movement centered in Kyiv called Euromaidan, after the Maidan Square where it took place.
In Kiev, thousands of Ukrainians continue to protest against the government's decision to hold off on signing a deal with the EU.
In the West, Euromaidan was seen as a peaceful, pro-democracy movement, and most participants really were ordinary people who were angry at the government. But as the protests grew, encouraged by harsh repression from the police and a brutal sniper attack that killed dozens of protesters and police alike, a new, more sinister element emerged and began to hijack the movement. The ultranationalists came on the scene.
The sniper attack is incredibly sussy as well. Like what happened there is like 13 people died. The sniper may have been a false flag.
It was often the nationalists who were the loudest and the most violent.
I mean, that's like, again, he's got like the SS, like, I mean, straight up. These are Nazis, for the record. For those of you who don't understand, these are actually, yeah, sniper was, might have been a false flag. They were literally shooting both sides. The homies that are fucking now, the homies that are here now, the homies that like took over, straight Nazis.
A group calling itself the Right Sector is perhaps the largest. Its members can be seen.
That's the black and red flag. They're not Antifa. These are Nazis. The Right Sector is Nazis. I just want to point this again. They are not good guys. They are Nazis. They are bad guys. Okay.
Marching around Kiev in columns of about a dozen.
Groups like the quote, Right Sector, and the ultra
Typical leftist bullshit. Snipers were fake. Protesters were Nazis. Shut the fuck up, you clueless fuck. Dog. If you think the Right Sector is not a Nazi, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you have lost the fucking plot, dude. Holy fuck. Are you insane? No, the original protests were genuine human beings, okay? Like, genuine fucking Ukrainians who were upset with the government for understandable reasons. The Right Sector is straight up just actual fucking neo-Nazis. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm from Crimea and you've been 100% right all the time right now. Keep going, bruv. Bruh, too based. I've personally banned him before. I am as Ukrainian can confirm the Right Sector is radical pro-right group. Motherfucker looked at a SS shield, okay, and was like, I don't know if those guys are Nazis, okay, shut the fuck up.
The nationalist Svoboda Party, originally called the Social National Party of Ukraine, try turning those words around, acted as a small but influential organized minority within the protests. And those extremists played an important role in exacerbating the protests by encouraging violence and more radical rhetoric. There are allegations that the sniper attack was actually orchestrated by the right sector and its co-conspirators. By early 2014, the government lost the ability to control the protests.
In a rapidly evolving political crisis, President Yanukovych has...
How did those socialists end up so right-wing? Dude, they're not... Yeah, like the National Socialists? Is that what you're saying? You think those guys were socialists, the Nazis?
I love chat.
been voted out by Parliament, forced to leave Kiev.
And the US recognized interim government that replaced him had a significant far-right faction. The Deputy Prime Minister, the Minister of Defense, and others were all from that far-right party, Svoboda. And this led to backlash in the East, because Eastern Ukrainians were horrified at what they saw as a far-right seizure of power, with veneration of Bandera and elimination of equal recognition for languages like Russian.
Service industry workers have since January been obliged to talk to customers in Ukrainian unless clients specifically ask to switch.
If I work, pay my employees' salaries and my taxes, it's none of your bloody business which language I do it in.
Anti-government protests broke out across the East. In the eastern peninsula of Crimea, people were furious. Many of them talked about joining Russia, so the Russian government saw an opportunity. They wanted to encourage a surge of Russian nationalism for its own benefit. So Russia annexed Crimea and held a disputed referendum to legitimize the decision.
As many as 90.
This is a really good video because most people are going to look at this and go, oh my God, they're so one-sided. They're so biased because they are refusing to recognize that like it's taking pot shots at Russia as well. But you are so predisposed to assuming that like anything that doesn't immediately say Russia is like the horrifying monsters that are the madmen that want to fucking bloodthirstily destroy everything, and the Nazis are actually a good force of counterweight against Russia. Like, it's just stating facts. It's doing a very good job at just stating facts. Russia is in the wrong entirely in this situation. The US is at no fault. So like the United States pumping up yet another fucking far-right fascist militia that has legitimacy and ties to the actual fucking right-wing the right-wing government. By the way, for the record, like, these motherfuckers are not popular, okay? The people that seized power in the aftermath of like the legitimate opposition to the pre-existing government that was actually straight up, trying to align with Russia. Like, that government was not popular, and people were actually saw a Reddit comment saying you're spreading pro-Kremlin propaganda in world news. No, that's... Yeah, I know, dude. It's Reddit, dude. Reddit. Everyone that goes on Reddit should be going to prison instead, okay? The only thing that makes me happy is that, like, if you have more than 20,000 karma on Reddit, then, and you're spreading, you're constantly duking it out in the fucking subreddits, you're going into battle and debating people, you're just never gonna get pussy. So it doesn't matter. You're gonna die horrible and alone, like the monster that you are. So it gives me at least a little bit of solace, okay? You almost have 20,000 karma. I know. I'm trying desperately not to, okay? Let's continue.
95.5% of the electorate in Crimea have voted to join Russia. We are going back home. Crimea is in Russia.
Energized by the annexation and supported by Russian armed and military personnel, the anti-government protests became a full-blown secessionist movement. Eastern provinces like Donetsk and Luhansk held separatist referendums and declared independence. The new government branded these rebellions as, quote, terrorist actions. Ukraine entered a civil war, which was also a proxy war with Russia. But after decades of austerity and corruption,
Wait, what did you order?
I ordered you chicken. Chick-fil-A.
Oh, dude.
Wait, why not?
Hey, just eat your own food. I'm gonna not eat it, okay?
I ordered you 2 chicken sandwiches.
You know you're grooming the British kid? Who the starter Pokemon should I pick for Arc? Kid, what the fuck is this person saying?
Had unions?
Based video?
Is he talking about?
Bro, I just like, I need to understand what the fuck this person is saying.
Oh, fuck, I forgot to bring you the helmet. Shit.
Yo, come on, dude.
Fuck, I forgot to bring it to you. It's sitting at the studio.
It was a joke, buddy. Dude, that's really funny. That was a really funny joke, man. Haha. Like, that's really hilarious. Dumb Redditor bitch. I love that joke, dude.
Why did I bring the helmet? Such a great content opportunity today.
I know.
I missed it.
The Ukrainian army was totally unable to fight. So a lot of the action fell instead to the people who were the most violent, the ultranational.
I hit my head on that camera, so it's like tilted right now.
Which one?
That one up there.
You want me to, I'll untilt it.
You want to fucking fix it? Yeah.
Hey, by the way, this is...
No, it's fine. Fine. All right. No, further down. Make sure. Okay, perfect. That's perfect. Perfect.
I'm just kind of a free spirit today because we did our show. So I'm just doing whatever. So I can always, you can eat your chicken.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
So a new paramilitary emerged. It was called the Azov Battalion.
Hello, Chad.
And unlike the official Ukrainian military, Azov's volunteers were willing to go the distance. But Azov wasn't just any random organization. It was a pretty disturbing far-right group. It had come out of neo-Nazi street gangs that had been used as muscle by Ukrainian elites in the 90s and 2000s. Azov members regularly sported tattoos of swastikas. Their symbol was based on a Nazi emblem. Their leader declared that their mission was to, quote, lead the white races of the world in a final crusade against the Semite-led Untermenschen, subhumans. But Azov's neo-Nazism turned out not to be such a huge concern to the Ukrainian government. Because in 2014, a guy named Arsen Avakov became interior minister in charge of police and security. And Avakov had been a longtime patron of the neo-Nazi gangs. And when he was a regional governor, he used them as enforcers. So when he became interior minister, Avakov had the Azov Battalion incorporated into Ukraine's National Guard. Ukraine is the only country to have a neo-Nazi formation in its military. So as the war was heating up, the US government announced it would start helping
the biggest irony here is that, like, the Nazis, the actual fucking old school Nazis, did not consider any Slav to be fucking Übermensch. So that makes it even funnier that they were like literal collaborators who were like, yeah, we'll kill all the Jews in this country, but like ultimately you were gonna get fucking wiped out too, dumbass. Which is just so weird. It's just like, it's even weirder that like they are literally Slavs. They're countrymen, and their brothers fucking died in the hands of Nazis, and then they turned around and they were like, I am still a Nazi, which is cool. Like, I think this is cool stuff. So, for the record, I mean, they're not even hiding it. Like, the Azov Battalion has never hidden that they're Nazis. They like straight up, I mean, look at their fucking brand. Look at their insignia, okay? Both of those are, that's the black sun. These are both Nazi logos. They deleted the black sun out of it, and they kept the fucking the the Wolf's Angel or whatever the fuck it's called.
Is that a swastika?
It's not. It's just swastika is not the only.
Let's go.
The Wolf's
Hey,
Bane,
Austin.
whatever. It's not the only Nazi logo. These are all Nazis loved insignia.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't read,
And we know you have a history of like accidentally siding with the Nazis every time you fucking. Yeah.
I
Anyway,
got a track record of accidentally supporting Nazi literature.
You're like, what the fuck? Why are you getting mad that people don't want to read Culture of Critique? Read Culture of Critique.
I didn't know what it was. It could have been a children's book for all I knew. I had
Yes.
no idea.
Graphic design was Hitler's passion. Like, I mean, not Hitler's. I think maybe Goebbels, but I mean, these motherfuckers loved insignias, okay, and like Nordic runes, and they ruined so many things that could have otherwise been cool. But these guys are not like, oh, I love the way this looks. I love the way these lines look with one another. No, they're like fucking straight Nazis, okay? And there are a lot of people who are also aligned with them, agree with them, like I said, that are in positions of fucking prominence.
Incorporated into Ukraine's National Guard.
For the record, this is exactly how it works in Latin American countries as well. This is exactly how it works in the Mujahideen, being armed and being seen as like a revolutionary counterbalance to the fucking the USSR military forces in Afghanistan. Like, we have done this already. We've done this a million times over. This is kind of America's modus operandi, which is why I fucking hyper focus on this and talk about it, okay?
Ukraine is the only country to have a neo-Nazi formation in its military. So as the war was heating up, the US government announced it would start helping the Ukrainian government.
We're upholding the principle that bigger nations can't bully the small by opposing Russian aggression and supporting Ukraine's democracy and reassuring our NATO allies.
It would send money, training, and quote, defensive lethal aid, weapons. And as all that flowed in, Azov became a beneficiary. The research group Bellingcat showed that Azov was receiving access to American grenade launchers. A Daily Beast investigation showed that US trainers were unable to.
Wait, what did the Bellingcat say? What did the Bellingcat guy say? Far-right group to gain access to sophisticated weaponry and training. Oh, it was integrated into the National Guard. We already talked about that. Avakov has praised Azov as one of the most capable combat-capable units.
A Daily Beast investigation showed that US trainers were unable to prevent aid from reaching neo-Nazis. And Azov itself posted a video of the unit welcoming representatives from NATO. Some in the US were concerned about all of this.
Oh, Canada was training him as well, of course, yes.
They warned that arming neo-Nazis would pose a threat to Ukrainian minorities and to Ukrainian democracy.
Foreign policy, preparing for war with Ukraine's fascist defenders of freedom.
But whenever Congress tried to ban funding for Azov, the Defense Department had those provisions removed. So the US continued funding Azov for years. It wasn't until 2018 that funding was banned.
They were like, nah, just shut the fuck up. Like, chill with this. And then this is, by the way, this is why people constantly come into my chat and say, well, technically the United States recognized their big oopsie in funding Nazis for many, many fucking years, and then decided to no longer do that and say, oopsie, we were funding the Nazis and arming them. We should stop because this thing happened, okay? Except it still doesn't matter, because this week you saw Azov Battalion members boldly showcasing their insignias, the Wolf's Angel insignia, specifically in their rebranded Azov Battalion like troop, or Azov Battalion Corps, that is now a part of the National Guard, the Ukrainian National Guard, who have been training grandmas and shit.
Banned, and that the State Department labeled Azov a quote, nationalist hate group. Ukraine is still mired in a war on its territory, and the Russian government likes to use Ukrainian nationalists in its propaganda. Part of its practice of painting all Ukrainians as Nazis. Of course, those claims aren't really true. But Ukraine still does have a serious and militarized neo-Nazi problem, and Western support extends beyond Azov. Even today, far-right groups continue to benefit from training by Western countries. American politicians have met with far-right leaders.
People
of
Ukraine, this is your...
I mean, this is perfect. This is literally everything I've talked about for the past like month now, perfectly wrapped up in a 10-minute video. Great, wonderful.
During the protests, American Senator John McCain made a public appearance with a leader of the far-right Svoboda Party. This guy.
Jesus Christ.
He had previously been kicked out of Ukraine's...
Come on, bro. He's just throwing a little sig heil, okay? What, John McCain can't hang out with a diverse group of individuals with different ideas? Oh, once again, people are attacking me for having high level and you know, appreciating the diversity of ideas.
He did save Obamacare, though. I mean,
John McCaptured, dude. Get the fuck out of here. He saved Obamacare and then literally fucking advocated for the same exact tax cut by destroying the individual mandates. So, like, he literally a week later decided, I'm gonna fucking croak one day and I want my disgusting hog of a daughter, Meghan McCain, to get all of my fucking money.
Hey, but his wife, though.
All of my money by literally cheating on my fucking, like, my wife that waited for me, my bedridden, crippled wife that waited for me while I was, you know, getting my fucking ass beat in a Vietnamese prison. My new wife, who's very wealthy. I want to make sure that money goes all the way down to Meghan McCain.
Oh, man, that escalated quickly.
I have a lot of thoughts on John McCain. John McCain literally, straight up, cheated on his, like, bedridden wife who waited for him, who never stopped believing that he would one day come back home when he was a prisoner of war.
He cheated on her while he was a prisoner?
No, he came back to America and, like, started dating some really rich lady.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a Pepega. I just didn't know. What am I supposed to...
No, he's just a huge piece of shit.
I don't know.
I mean, he also downed like 6 military fighter jets, though. He was so bad.
That's what I'm saying.
He was really bad at flying and downed a bunch.
Oh, I thought he shot down. He
like crashed them all the time. Like, he was an anti-imperialist hero.
I'd be a great pilot.
Yeah, John McCaptured. John, I mean, he might have been like, who knows? Maybe he was Ho Chi Minh's favorite pilot, some might say.
Does gay driving apply to gay piloting? I feel like there's a ton of gay pilots, though. Like, a lot of gays in the aviation industry.
Yeah.
No.
All right,
let's continue.
Svoboda Party. This guy.
You know, just doing a little, you know, just sig heiling a little bit, okay? The Roman salute, a little bit, dude. Not a big deal.
He was pointing with his hand, I guess. I
yeah,
don't know.
He was just doing that. You want to do that? You want to fucking point like that?
No,
okay, exactly.
He had previously been kicked out of Ukraine's parliament for extreme anti-Semitism. And here's that same guy meeting with then Vice President Joe Biden. So since the 2014
that's
uprising...
awkward.
He's got some good ideas, Jack! Come on, Jack, it's the Mac attack! Bro, by the way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, the fucking same shit goes in Hungary. A lot of these countries are just like, they use anti-Semitism to gain prominence and gain power, and then they fucking hang out with, you know, they get support from Bibi Netanyahu. They don't give a shit, okay?
Radical leftist Joe Biden.
Ukraine's far right has become increasingly powerful. Azov veterans have been given high positions in the security services. In 2016, Andriy Parubi, pictured here when he was leading a neo-Nazi party in the 90s, became Speaker of the Ukrainian parliament, even as he continued to
Chatters be like, dude, just a couple Nazis, like, that's so, I mean, who cares, right? Who cares, right? Oh, wait, they're getting legitimized by the American government, and they're also being elevated into positions of prominence despite their fucking bullshit ideas being literally unpopular. How strange that all of these fucking weird Ukrainian nationalists, all of these weird fucking Ukrainian nationalists who are literally unpopular, by the way, it's true, they are unpopular, they keep popping up And they keep gaining positions of prominence. Come on, bro. Just a little bit, bro. What the fuck? How did that happen?
He needs to shave his head.
Offer praise for Adolf Hitler. Here's Peruvian meeting with John McCain.
I mean, he was literally the leader of a fucking like 90s nationalist Nazi party
in the 90s, became Speaker of the Ukrainian Parliament, even as he continued to offer praise for Adolf Hitler.
Praise?
Here's Peruvian meeting with John McCain.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude, this video is awesome.
The new Ukrainian government even made it a criminal offense to deny Bandera's heroism. And in 2021...
Oh, this is the best one. This is the best one. Are you ready for this? Now, this is bullshit, right? The UN like did a vote to condemn the glorification of Nazis. I love this one. Austin, get ready.
I'm ready. I'm just checking.
Get ready for this.
The United States and Ukraine were the only two countries to vote against a UN resolution condemning the glorification of Nazism. A climate of
oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, baby.
Was it clear cut? Like this is, we need to condemn the glorification of Nazis, and we just voted no.
Just a little bit of far-right mindset in Ukraine for my fifth month PLS.
Under what administration?
Oh, by the way, check the abstain too, for the record. Canada was like, we don't know, eh? We don't know, eh? Maybe we shouldn't. I'll just abstain from this. Don't you know?
When did we do that?
Hold on, I'm gonna. This is another one. Don't look! Don't look at that screen. Don't look. I wanna surprise
right
you.
In front of me.
I wanna.
Is it the hospital thing that you showed me that one time?
No. Stop looking at that screen. Just look at the main screen. Look at the main.
It's hard because I'm a human. I got peripheral vision.
Okay, we're not even gonna do that.
A UN resolution condemning the glorification of Nazism. A climate of impunity has...
Okay, here.
Make food or right. Oh, wow. Jesus.
That's
me. I'll be right back.
That's your chicken? Oh, I'm good. Explanation of the vote of the third committee adoption of combating the glorification of Nazism. As we mark the end of World War I with Armistice Day, the United States also joins the world community in commemorating the valiant sacrifice and heroism and long struggle, yada yada. Today, however, the United States must again express opposition to this resolution, a document most notable for this thinly veiled attempts to legitimize Russian disinformation campaigns, denigrating neighboring nations, and promoting the distorted Soviet narrative of much of contemporary European history, using the cynical guise of halting Nazi glorification. No, you can eat it here. It doesn't matter. Go ahead. Guys, you don't understand. The United States Supreme Court has consistently affirmed the constitutional right to freedom of speech. No, I'm good, dude. Please don't give me this food. I need to eat like healthy food. I'm gonna eat healthy food, okay?
I got a grilled chicken sandwich.
No, it's fine. I don't want it.
I feel
Just
bad eating in front of
no,
you.
eat it. I can control myself. It's cool. It's
Where
fine.
are my leftovers? I can't find my leftovers. Anyone know where I can find my leftovers?
I wonder why this happened. Like, the United States court consistently affirmed the constitutional right to freedom of speech and the right to peaceful assembly, including by avowed Nazis whose hatred and xenophobia are vile and widely scorned by the American people. We have again attempted this year to improve this resolution by engaging in negotiations on the draft text. Yeah, even Argentina voted to condemn Nazis. Oh, it's so good. the United States opposes Nazis but won't ban it. Okay, that's just like they just. Sometimes you gotta glorify Nazis, bro. It's Russian disinformation. Be nice, you got your food, adult. Dude, shut the fuck up. You don't understand, okay? You do not fucking understand. The reason why I'm thank you for getting me food.
No,
I'm not gonna have it. I have a diet, okay?
I lied.
can't break
I didn't
it.
get him shit. I just felt bad. So
No, it's fine. It's fine. I just can't break my diet. That's why
I get it.
And also, every time Austin comes in here and it eats in here, he just leaves a gigantic mess. But that's fine.
No, I'm gonna clean up after.
He's gonna clean up after himself.
I'm gonna. If you want me to eat in the kitchen, I can.
No, it's fine. You can eat it in here. Eat it in here.
I'll be fine. I'm not gonna make a mess.
Okay, let's continue.
Developed around far-right violence. Attacks against Roma and gay people go unpunished. A 2018 report found that Ukraine had more incidents of anti-Semitic hate crimes than all other post-Soviet republics combined. So that's the story of how the far right helped cause the country to fracture. But it's also a story about America, how America's support helped legitimize the far right and allowed it to build influence. And that's a pattern you see over and over in American foreign policy. Getting involved in places that we don't really understand and supporting groups, lesser evils, that we think serve our interests. And then being surprised when the blowback hits us in the face. In Central America, in the Middle East, in Southeast Asia, and now in Ukraine.
Exactly the same fucking strategy.
I'm Hadia Afzal, Advocacy Associate for Just Foreign Policy for the Gravel Institute.
Same fucking strategy. As I've said time and time again, this is the same exact fucking strategy. This video perfectly summarizes every single thing that I've talked about for the past month or so now. And even has additional John McCain moments that I had not mentioned. So that was very cool, very insightful. It's happening again, and it will continue to happen. My family were ethnically Ukrainian communists in Western Ukraine. My great-grandfather was a mayor. They had to flee because of the fascist uprisings in the area. House got burned down. The stories my grandpa has about the gang terrorizing people in their village are fucking insane. Okay. Why are you guys hyping up this trash ass video? This video is so fucking bad. The only reason why you would consider this video to be bad is because like you just don't, you feel bad that it's a stretch to call them Nazis. Okay, dude, shut the fuck up. Oh man, it triggered me. Like the counters are fucking brilliant too. They always turn around and they're like, "Oh, well, Russia has Nazis too." Okay, they do. I agree, and that's fucking fucked up, and that's bad. Except we aren't fucking funding them. Tel Aviv and over it, shitting on it constantly. That's why people are against it. Like, what can you shit on this about? Like, what are you shitting on this video on? It's all fucking facts. No printer.